I've learnt so many languages because I'm hooked, basically, on learning languages. I think every new language to me is like a new world. It's a completely new adventure, and you meet totally different people, you have totally different experiences. I often say when you visit a country, when you speak the language, you really get to know that country, you really get to explore it for yourself. But when you visit a country and you don't speak the local language, you're relying on other people to explain what's happening to you. They're showing you their version of the country, but you can't really see it for yourself. All of the languages that I speak are fun. I think that's why I've stuck with them and enjoyed speaking them. I think I have the deepest emotional connection with Greek because my grandmother was from Greece, and so we use Greek in my family as well, and I've heard it ever since I was a child. But I also really like speaking German. There are so many languages that I would love to learn in the future. As I said, I'm hooked, so I'm very interested in Chinese at the moment. I work with someone from China who's teaching me little bits, and I think it's really cool when I hear her speaking to her family or friends on the phone in Chinese and think, wow, wouldn't it be really awesome to speak that? I organise an international conference for polyglots every year, which moves countries. So last year it was in Iceland, and this year it's going to be in Slovenia. So I'd like to learn some Slovene as well before we go there for the weekend. I always feel a little bit guilty that I'm from the UK, but I've never really learnt any of our local languages here. So I've never learnt Welsh, I've never learnt Irish, I've never learnt Scottish Gaelic. And I went to Wales recently and loved that we had everything in 2 languages. You walk into the supermarket and you see all these languages everywhere. And I think it would be really cool to learn a language which is very close to where I live and that I could use. So I'd love to learn Welsh one day too. The biggest challenge for me for learning a new language was with Russian. There were a number of things that I wasn't expecting to be hard that were. For example, there's a whole new alphabet, which it's not too different to English, you get used to it, but when you're trying to learn a word, it's just an extra barrier to memorizing that word. First having to read it and understand what all of the letters mean, and then having to actually memorize it. So there's that extra layer there. Technology has been an amazing resource for me, especially when I was growing up actually with YouTube and things like that. I was able to sort of come home from school and immediately immerse myself in this world of another language. I could just watch videos in different languages all evening, and it was like I was there. It was like I was living in the country. So the internet has brought all of those cultures much closer to me and made them much more accessible. And since then, I think there's now a lot of technology out there to help you learn vocabulary or to teach you grammar.